got one hell of a mess here. Guess I'm gonna have to get this cleaned up. Kind of quickly, this is always do this before I actually start soldering everything up, especially with these smaller drone frames. All these parts that you buy and stuff, they really aren't always compatible with every frame, so you need to try to mock everything up, kind of dry fit it before you actually start soldering things up, because you could get yourself in trouble later on down the road and realize, hey, something isn't going to work along the ways, and then you have to go back and desolder and make modifications and whatnot. You don't want to have to do all that, so in trying to save on time, I always just kind of mock everything up and make sure it's all going to fit and function. And what I've done is got my camera and the wires set up ready to go for soldering, and VTX that I'm going to be running on this drone right here in particular is the Rush Tank Mini, I believe is what this one is. But it's a 20x20 form factor, so it kind of mounts up really nice with this stack in particular, because it's got a 20x20 form factor. In the Catalyst Machine Works America frame, it has a 20x20 mounting pattern as well, so everything's stacked out really nice, and even the stack screws that came with the Speedy B flight controller left me just enough to be able to get this thing mounted just like so. So here's how it's going to fit inside the frame, and I had to do some modifications to the frame in order to get it to come through this little opening right here inside of on this frame in particular. And it's a little fidgety getting everything mocked up and getting it working, but that's pretty much how it's going to go. Let's see, if you look right there's the bootloader button for this flight controller, and it's touching just a little bit, or it could touch, if it's vibrating and rattling around. So I'm going to have to take a file and do a little bit more work right there, but other than that, it's ready to go to get soldered up. And probably what I'm going to do is just a really quick time lapse of getting everything soldered up, and then I'll talk about it. Alright, so here's what I got so far. Show you what I got here. Got the video transmitter all soldered up. I decided to run everything to the bottom here, and I wanted to power my camera off the VTX because it has a built-in I think it's like a regulator or something of that nature, so I know I'll have filtered power going to my camera, so hopefully that'll alleviate some of those breakup lines in the video footage. And I powered this VTX right here off the 9-volt pad over here on this corner off the front of the flight controller, and then the ground, then the video is going in, so I'll have my on-screen display through Betaflight, and of course smart audio because this VTX right here runs TBS firmware. And this little wire right here is coming off my camera, that way I get, this is the voltage sense wire, that way I'll see the battery voltage on this camera. And in the time-lapse video I had soldered this this receiver here up wrong. I put the ground right here on the transmit pad. It was getting really hot when I was trying to bind it up, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Because I'd soldered it up in a hurry, I made a mistake. Luckily nothing burned up, but that's what I've got so far. I'll get it all buttoned up here in a little bit and power it on. Never power on a video transmitter unless you have an antenna connected. I'm gonna do my final checks on it. I'm gonna power this baby on, see if I got any video. See, we got my receiver bound. I got a green light, got my receiver on, the video transmitters came on. So let's have a look at the goggles and see if I got any video coming through. So there you have it. Probably gonna have to turn the video transmitter power up. Looks like it's probably in pit mode or something of that nature. I'm not sure what all these blinking LEDs represent on this thing. I'm gonna get it set up in Betaflight, and that'll be another video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't mind, drop down there and hit that like and subscribe button. That way you can tune in and see the rest of this build.